Alpaca. The alpaca, lat. Vicugna pacos, is a pet masculine animal descended from the Vicugna. They are bred in the highland belt South America, Andes. They live in the Andes at 3,500 to 5,000 meters, in Ecuador, southern Peru, northern Chile, and western Bolivia. About 6,000 years ago, the Mochica Indians domesticated alpacas and began breeding them. Images of alpacas are widespread in their culture. The alpaca is a South American domestic animal of the camel family. Alpacas live in the Andes at an altitude of 3,500 to 5,000 meters, in Ecuador, southern Peru, northern Chile, and western Bolivia. These creatures were domesticated about 6,000 years ago by the Indians of Peru. First of all, the alpaca is valued for its wool, which is used to produce blankets, clothing and more. Alpacas are 1.5 to 2 meters tall, have a long neck and very thick fur. It's this fur that makes them they feel great in the Andes Mountains, at an altitude of more than 3,500 meters, where the climate is far from the south. Alpacas are perfectly adapted to the rarefied high mountain air. They can easily navigate up and down mountain steeps, and have no trouble and are unpretentious eaters. They feed mainly on grasses, herbaceous plants, leaves, young shoots and mosses. Their habitat is the highlands of the South American Andes in Peru, Ecuador, Bolivia, Argentina, and Chile. Until 2001, the alpaca was mistakenly attributed to the genus Llama. But more recent studies have shown that the ancestors of alpacas were vicugnas. Incidentally, llamas and alpacas, when crossed, produce offspring called wariso, while vicugnas and alpacas are a hybrid, which called paco vicugna. Alpacas are not very big animals. Their height does not exceed 1 meter, and they weigh about 70 kilograms. The color palette of alpaca wool is very diverse. There are 24 shades from bubbly white to brown and even black. The alpaca is a very shy and very intelligent animal, which does not like to show aggression. In this sense, the alpaca is very different from llamas, who don't mind spitting at or kicking the offender. The alpaca gets on well with humans. The lack of teeth on the upper jaw forces the alpaca to pick up food with its lips and chew with its side teeth. The adult alpacas are less than 1 meter tall and weigh between 50 and 80 kilograms. They live about 20 years. They live in small herds, consisting of 1 male and 4 to 10 females. With constant contact with humans, the alpaca gets used to it and allows itself to be touched and treatment. In general, the character is very malleable, friendly, and even funny. With all that said, they are insanely curious. Alpacas smart and clean animals. They shit only in certain places, producing valuable fertilizer. They love water to bathe, lie down and play. Can spit at each other in defense of themselves and their children, but will not spit on people. There are 2 subspecies of alpaca, Suri and Wakaya. The first has a very long wool, and is therefore more valuable, and the first has a wool that is very long and therefore very valuable, and the subspecies itself is considered rare. The second has much shorter hair, so the alpacas look like plush toys. Up to 2 years, alpacas graze peacefully and eat vegetation, then they begin to be sheared, once a year, removing 3 to 4 kilograms wool. Try to remove it moderately, because alpaca can simply freeze. Wool, which the animal gives up to 10 years, the softest, silkiest, and most expensive. Wool of animals older than 10 years, all alpaca lives about 25 years, is coarser and thicker. It is used for the production of carpets and rugs. Is used to produce carpets and rugs. By the way, sometimes llamas are used as shepherds who watch over alpacas.